The first time Emma lied at school, it wasn't to avoid trouble. It was to protect her father. The paper was bright yellow, handed out on a rainy Tuesday morning. At the top it read, Hero Day Essay. Bring your hero this Friday. Kids around her buzzed with excitement, calling out names. Firefighters, soldiers, doctors, famous athletes. Emma stared at the blank line and felt her stomach tighten. Her pencil hovered. Then she wrote, My hero is my dad. And that was the lie. Not because he wasn't her hero, but because she was sure if the school really knew him, they wouldn't let him through the front door. Emma and her father, Marcus Hale, lived in a narrow duplex at the edge of town where the sidewalks cracked and the streetlights hummed all night. Marcus worked early mornings stocking shelves at a grocery warehouse and late evenings cleaning office buildings downtown. Between shifts, he slept in short bursts and lived on cheap coffee and determination. He never complained, at least not where Emma could hear. Every morning, he made her breakfast with sleepy eyes and burned toast. Every night, he checked her homework even when his hands trembled from exhaustion. He missed school events. He forgot permission slips. But he never forgot to say, I'm proud of you, kiddo, like a promise carved in stone. Still, Marcus had a past, and in small American towns, pasts don't disappear. They wait. 3 years earlier, Marcus had been arrested after a bar fight turned into something worse. He had stepped in to stop a brutal beating. But when police arrived, the story came out wrong. With a minor record from his reckless 20s, blame stuck fast. 6 months inside, a permanent label, violent offender. Most people never asked questions after that. Emma knew only this. Dad made mistakes. Dad came back different. Quieter, careful, trying, and afraid of official forms, background checks, and school buildings. So when she wrote that line, my hero is my dad, she didn't plan to invite him. She planned to protect him. On Wednesday afternoon, her teacher, Mrs. Alvarez, knelt beside her desk. This is beautiful, Emma, she said gently. Will your dad be able to come Friday? Emma's throat tightened. He's working. We can adjust the time. He can't leave. We can send a pass. Too many forms, too many questions. Emma forced a small smile. It's okay if he doesn't come. Mrs. Alvarez studied her a moment longer than usual. Heroes deserve to be recognized, she said softly. Emma nodded and felt the lie grow heavier. Thursday night, Marcus found the folded draft in Emma's backpack while searching for a missing library book. He didn't mean to read it, but he did. He sat on the bed and read every word slowly. She wrote about burned toast and late-night math help, about how he fixed her backpack zipper with a paperclip, about how he pretended not to be tired when she wanted to talk, about how he thinks I don't know, but he cries in the shower when money is bad. Marcus covered his mouth and stared at the wall. Hero Day, he asked gently when Emma walked in. She froze. It's nothing. Didn't look like nothing. I didn't want you to see it. He held the paper carefully. Do you want me there? Her answer came too fast. No. He felt it, the fear behind the word. Okay, he said quietly, but thank you for writing it. That night, Marcus didn't sleep at all. Friday morning arrived with sunshine and dread. Parents filled the classroom throughout the day. Uniforms, suits, tools, badges. Pride echoed off the walls. A firefighter passed around gloves. A nurse let kids hear their heartbeats. A pilot showed cockpit photos. Emma kept glancing at the door, terrified he might come, aching because he wouldn't. When her turn came, Mrs. Alvarez smiled. And where is your hero, Emma? 30 faces turned toward her. He couldn't make it, she whispered. Mrs. Alvarez touched her shoulder. Would you like me to read your essay? Emma nodded, eyes burning. The teacher read it aloud. The room grew quiet, really quiet, the kind that means something landed. By the last paragraph, several parents were blinking hard. Then, applause, and the classroom door opened. Marcus stood there, still in his night shift cleaning uniform, visitor badge clipped crookedly, breathing like he'd run from the parking lot. I'm sorry I'm late, he said. Emma's heart slammed. This wasn't supposed to happen. Mrs. Alvarez smiled warmly. Class, I believe our hero made it. Marcus walked forward slowly, like he wasn't sure the floor would hold him. I don't have a big job, Marcus began. I stock shelves and clean buildings. The kids waited for more. But being a dad, that's the biggest work I know. A few parents smiled, then a man in the back stiffened. Recognition hit his face like a switch flipping. Hold on, the man said. I know you. The air changed. You were arrested at Riverside Bar. You went to jail. Whispers spread. Emma felt cold all over. Mrs. Alvarez stepped forward, but Marcus gently lifted a hand. Yes, Marcus said calmly. I did. Silence pressed in. I made bad choices when I was younger. Angry choices. I thought strength meant hitting back. I was wrong. He looked at the students. 3 years ago, I stepped into a fight to stop it. I should have called for help instead. I didn't. I paid for that. The accusing father folded his arms. Marcus continued anyway. While I was inside, someone wrote to me every week. He looked at Emma. She was 7. She didn't write about court or shame. She wrote, "Come home and read with me again." The room softened. So I decided if I got another chance, I'd be strong in quieter ways. Daily ways. He swallowed. I don't save crowds. I just try not to fail one person. He looked at his daughter. Her. This time, people didn't clap first. They stood first. Mrs. Alvarez, the nurse, the firefighter, one by one. Even the accusing father, slower, but standing. Emma cried without hiding it. Afterward, Mrs. Alvarez spoke privately to Marcus. The office flagged your record, she said. The policy says restrict access. Marcus nodded. He expected that. I let you in anyway. Why? She held up the essay. Because sometimes paper is wrong, and children are right. A week later, Emma came home waving another letter. Dad, my essay got picked for the city assembly. Marcus laughed in disbelief. That's incredible. They want you to speak. His smile faded. Bigger stage meant deeper checks. No friendly classroom buffer. I can't, he said quietly. Emma nodded like she expected it, which hurt more than disappointment. That night, a car pulled into their driveway. It was the man from the classroom, the one who recognized Marcus. I owe you an apology, the man said. Marcus waited. I pulled the full report. You didn't start that fight. You stopped it. The man you protected, that was my brother. Marcus just stared at him, like the words needed time to land somewhere solid, like a weight he'd carried for years had suddenly shifted, but his heart hadn't caught up yet. Shock moved slowly across his face. For years, he'd carried that night like a stain no amount of scrubbing could remove. And now, in a single sentence, the shape of it changed. He never knew your name, the man continued quietly. But he told us someone stepped in and took the worst of it. Silence settled between them, not awkward, not tense, just heavy with truth finally spoken out loud. Then the man gave a small, almost apologetic breath. I'm on the school board. Your record almost blocked the assembly invite. A pause. It won't now. Marcus found his voice. Why help me? The answer came without hesitation. Because your daughter told the truth about you, and I checked. That was the moment something inside Marcus shifted. Not pride, something deeper. Relief mixed with disbelief, the kind of validation that doesn't make you feel taller. It makes you feel lighter. At the city assembly, Marcus stood under hot white lights with shaking hands and a heartbeat he could hear in his ears. The auditorium was packed. Students, teachers, parents, officials. The stage felt too big for a man used to stocking shelves and emptying trash bins after hours. He almost backed out twice. But then he saw Emma in the third row, sitting straight, hands folded, watching him like she always had, like he was enough already. So he stepped forward. He didn't deliver a polished speech. No quotes, no big phrases, no performance voice. He told the truth. He talked about failure, how it doesn't arrive all at once, but in small, unchecked habits. He talked about second chances, how they aren't granted by courts or committees, but built from daily decisions no one applauds. He talked about packing lunches at midnight when you're exhausted, about learning patience when anger would be easier, about saying, I'm proud of you, even on days you're not proud of yourself, about choosing to be safe instead of impressive. He said being someone's safe place matters more than being someone's hero in public. The room stayed quiet while he spoke, the listening kind of quiet. And when he finished, the applause rose, steady, grounded, real. Not explosive, not dramatic, lasting. Respect sounds different than excitement. It has weight to it. Marcus stepped off the stage, and Emma hugged him like she'd been holding that moment for years. Time moved the way it always does, faster than expected and slower than remembered. Years later, Emma sat at a table filling out a college scholarship interview form. The questions were serious now: goals, leadership, adversity, character. Then she reached the familiar one. Who is your hero, and why? She smiled before her pen touched the paper. There was no fear now, no need to protect, no risk in telling the truth out loud. She wrote the same answer she once wrote in careful pencil on yellow classroom paper. My dad. But this time, she didn't worry about who would read it, because now the truth had already stood on a stage and introduced itself. The real reveal was never his record. It was his redemption. Because heroism isn't always clean. It isn't always public. It rarely looks cinematic. Most of the time, it looks like showing up tired and showing up anyway. It looks like restraint, consistency, quiet love that refuses to quit. And sometimes, it takes a child brave enough to write it down before the world learns how to recognize it.